What's up guys, welcome to FPL Today. I'm JNO and thank you for joining me. Hope you're having a great start to your day if you're listening to this. And this is a series where we take your comments on my YouTube videos and discuss them, questions, comments and stats. So let's get straight into it. I explained the concept last video and we start with Moses Potsane. And he just said this FPL season is just a mess. And we add that with another comment from Josh Brocklehurst, who says, if you've only got one free hit left and you're not free hitting this up and coming game week, I believe that's what he's suggesting, when would you say the best time to use it will be? He also wants to know what does JNO stand for, which I'll discuss at the end of the video. I'm presuming most people come here for FPL, so we'll discuss that right at the end. So if you are interested, stay tuned. So, the FPL season is a mess, and when should we free hit? So we're going to bring up the fixtures for the next 5 game weeks here, and I've got to agree with you, the FPL season is a mess. The amount of postponements, the amount of game weeks around the Christmas period that completely messed up seasons is ridiculous. I'm going to say this right now off the bat, I was doing rather well for myself before the Christmas period hit, and unfortunately, through trying to navigate that absolute mess of a couple of game weeks, I used one of my free hits. We had 2 this season because of the postponements, and it feels like I would have been better off if I'd kept 2 of them for now. Although I did have one good game week on the free hit afterwards, my team is just seemed to be something I've been trying to fix ever since then. So we go into game week 27 with a period where it is going to have a lot of double game weeks, and the lure of going in heavy on doubles is going to be big. People are going to take hits, and it's about taking calculated risks because, for instance, I brought in King and Dennis for a double game week and I doubled up on Watford attack. Never would I suggest to do that to anyone, but I was like, if Watford do well, Dennis and King are going to be the ones that score the goals because Ismail Sarr wasn't available then, and to be honest, I've regretted the move ever since. I've always said I don't like putting too many of my eggs in one basket, and if you look at my team, especially for that double game week for Watford, I had 2 Watford, 3 Arsenal and 3 Liverpool. If those 3 games go bad, I'm having a terrible game week. So I would say try and hit the double game weeks where you think the points are going to lie. If we look at this, you can see some very tasty double game weeks for the likes of Wolves, for the likes of Newcastle, Southampton, Brighton, Hove Albion. They've definitely been playing better, have Newcastle, and you've also got the likes of Burnley with Leicester and Crystal Palace coming up in game week 27. As for the free hits, I'm saving my 1 free hit, so we're in the same basket here, Josh, for game week 30, because the likelihood of game week 30 being a very big blank is big. Now, there might be a way that the Premier League can put a game or 2 that was postponed previously into this game week, but as I said on previous videos, it does look like there will be very few games in this game week, with a lot of the big clubs in the FA Cup having favourable fixtures, which will see them likely go through. Now that could change, there could be upsets in the FA Cup, of course, but I'm playing my hit in game week 30, and that's what I would suggest to anyone asking for my opinion. The next comment we got is from the man, the myth, the legend, and he said he's brought in Mahrez for Bowen. Not so much a question, it's a statement, and it was off of the team selection video that hopefully will be coming out tomorrow morning for you guys before game week 27. So make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you catch that, and I probably won't do an FPL morning show when I have a team selection video coming out on that day. So I thought, taking this comment on, he's brought in Mahrez for Bowen. I thought I'd have a look at the 2 of them and potentially a look at the other Man City options, because I think we can all agree that Bowen is the best midfield option in that West Ham midfield. Having just a look at the fixtures again, we can see that West Ham have Wolves and Liverpool in the next 2, and then Aston Villa, Tottenham, Everton and Brentford. Some good fixtures mixed with some bad, but to be honest, West Ham don't seem like they're on the roll that they were earlier on in the season. Compare that to Man City, who do have Everton, Man United, Palace, Brighton Hove Albion, Burnley and Liverpool in the next 6. The fact of the matter is it's Man City, so apart from that Liverpool game, you'd expect them to win all the other games, despite that fixture run not being the greatest. Having a look at Bowen's stats for the last 5 game weeks, a 7.1 million player that is 33.5% owned, to be honest, if you're looking for a differential, you're looking to climb the ranks, Bowen isn't going to make that much of a difference to your side. But if he's in your side as one of the players that will hold your rank and you've got other differentials, Bowen can definitely still be a viable player for the rest of this season. We can see someone that's got 3 goals in the last 5 game weeks and 1 assist, with 2 double-digit hauls in the last 5, and FPL returns in the last 3 out of 5, with some decent XG and XAs in there. If we compare that to Mahrez, we have to remember that Mahrez did go to the African Cup of Nations and then did get a bit of a break after the African Cup of Nations granted to him by Pep Guardiola. The big selling point with Mahrez, even though he's more expensive at 8.7 million, is he's 4.3% owned, and he has managed to get 2 goals in the last 3. That's 2 FPL returns in the last 3. And he did get 1 double-digit haul. And Mahrez has looked very impressive with some good XG in the last 3 games that he's played in. He's also seemingly on penalties. His penalties have been good recently. He has been on form as far as that is concerned. So Mahrez does look like a viable way into that Man City side. Of course, the problem with any Man City option is Pep Roulette. And in the same kind of price bracket, you do have Bernardo and Gundogan, who are both cheaper and have been playing in the Man City side more regularly because they didn't have the African Cup of Nations upset their run or flow. Now, Mahrez, of course, has 2 goals, Gundogan has 1, and Bernardo Silva has 0. Bernardo Silva had a very good purple patch earlier on in the season. And as far as assists go, Bernardo Silva is the only one with an assist in the last 5 game weeks. Mahrez on FPL points is outscoring both of them, with Gundogan getting 12 points so far, Bernardo Silva getting 16 and Mahrez getting 19. So if he can get a good run in the first team, Mahrez could definitely score very well for the rest of the season. The problem is, of course, the Champions League and how much they're going to prioritise that compared to the Premier League. Now, of course, with Spurs' victory over Man City, the title race does seem like it is more open than it did seem previously, so it could be that they do play something similar to their best 11 in the up-and-coming Premier League games as well as the Champions League. But the thing with Bowen is he's just so nailed on in that West Ham side, playing pretty much all of the minutes he could possibly play, whereas there is always rotation options in that Manchester City side. So I would probably stick with Bowen personally, but of course your game is your game, and if you want to climb rank, Mahrez is a viable option as long as he gets some minutes. And finally, we're going to discuss where the name JNO came from, because it was asked, and this is the kind of episode or series where I can just talk about other stuff with you at the end of the video. I don't see why not. And to be honest, JNO just came from changing around the letters of the shortest version of my name. So, of course, my name in real life is Jonathan. I don't generally go by Jonathan, and I don't generally go by John either. But I went through a couple of other names when I played some video games on YouTube before. Average Xbox Guy, AXG, was one of them, and I was kind of going for a 3-letter name because KSI did it, and I just thought something short and sweet and easy to remember. So we changed John to JNO, and that is pretty much it. It doesn't stand for anything. It's not like the J, the N, and the O stand for anything in particular. It is that simple, and as I started to get some success on YouTube, I didn't think changing the name would be of any benefit, but we did, of course, change the channel name from this used to be JNO Certified to FPL Today, because I was going to focus on making FPL videos, and who knows, in the future, maybe when my kids are at school full time, maybe there will be more gaming content and we can make a second channel of just JNO playing video games. But that is something for the future. For right now, I'm JNO on FPL Today, but thank you for your question. Okay. I'm recording a video. I'll be out in a sec, okay? So anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Your FPL Morning, where we go over your FPL comments, questions and statements, as well as a little bit of chat at the end. Don't see why not. So if you want to feature in the next video that we do make sure in the comments down below to get your question, statement or comment involved, and we will discuss that in the future. And make sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe so you can keep involved with this series, and also check out the team selection videos as well. With that being said, I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.